So, what's up in the sky? You seem to look up there quite often.
I just seeing if there's anything around, or he starts scratching his head, just looking around, see if there's anything up there. You always, when you live down in the middle, got everyone else living above you. You gotta dodge those pots that they're emptying now after they've used their business.
Well, I guess let's make our way to the Inquisitors. So, if you guys would all hold, I would see how I could navigate. Would be great.
I hop in.
So you all one by one step foot onto the skycoach, and Zara, you take the handle end and you insert it into the braking mechanism, and as you reverse the process of the mechanism, you watch as the legs that sprouted out from underneath it immediately retract, and the skycoach bobs up in the air several inches.
And I navigate to the.
And you begin heading towards Middle Central Plateau and Ambassador Towers?
Yep. Guys, I have to say, having that interstellar hamster would be just amazing. Like, I think I told you about the tricks that my brother and I... Oh, wait. No, I didn't. Oh, fine. I'll just tell you. We used to play tricks on my cousins and uncles, and we would try to put spiders and lizards and in their shoes and their shirts, the hats, and oh, it was so much fun. And just imagine an interstellar hamster. Like, they would have no idea where it came from. Best epic trick ever.
Byron, are you keeping your cat, your displacer cub, within the little container that she gave you?
Well, I'm holding it right now. If we start to go up on the sky cabin, I'm gonna put it here.
Okay, yeah,
Don't want it jumping out.
Yeah, that would be bad. So, several minutes pass by, and you manage to make your way through the town. It seems that most of the rain that has been sporadically hitting this area seems to dissipated now, and the clouds are still covering the sun somewhat, but it's still a nice spring day out. And as you fly within range of the towers within the plateau, you see an imposing fortified structure and a great balcony on the outside of the fortress. And you see rows and rows of knights marching. And as you get closer, you all watch as several griffin riders spring up from the balcony and fly straight at you. You there! Hold! What business do you have at the Citadel?
Hi, yes, I'm going to see the Inquisitor Tower. I'm going to see Barnabas. His office is there.
Barnabas? Barnabas is not here right now.
I was informed to meet him, but I also need to speak with the Inquisitors. I'm here to get reinstated.
Reinstated? Are you a former Inquisitor, I take it?
I took a little break. I got married. I wanted to spend a little time with my wife, but it seems like the jobs keep finding me because Barnabas asked for my help, and I think it was best to serve him as an Inquisitor.
Zara waves high.
Well, very well. You may land your craft,
Thank you, sir.
but keep your weapons. Do not expose weapons within the towers.
No problem at all. Samuel, Zara, Siegfried, just keep your weapons inside, especially you.
Especially
You. They don't really like the lower, if you know what I mean.
that's fine. I don't like the up.
I don't see any problem with anybody, but, like you said, stuck up snobs. And I'm gonna flip my robe. Well, I guess you could say cloak over my clothes, and it turns into something very nice and neat. Follow me this way if you guys want to come in, or you can stay by the coach. It won't take that.
You all watch as Nicholas's outer garments suddenly take on that of an official-looking, very fine, pressed garments that seem to completely cover and mask what he wears underneath. And
So,
as you make your way into the outer facade of the Citadel, you pass by the large part of the tower, the side of the tower where the jail is and where the processing is. And as you walk by, you all see a very forlorn-looking Esvel standing in line waiting to be processed. And she turns and she looks at you and starts to wave and then sees you, Nicholas, and then her hand drops down and she looks down at the ground.
I don't look in her direction. And still kind of furious about. Who's all coming with me?
I'm right beside you. As always. She gives him a little kiss on the cheek.
And
I
as
will stay wherever Byron is.
Are you going to stay at the ship with Byron?
Yes, I will. I'll kind of tune and get used to the new loot and just idly.
Samuel?
Yes, go ahead.
Would you be so kind to come with me?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to.
They like people from the church. They respect them.
And as you continue on into the facade and approach the offices of the Inquisitors, you see a very familiar sight of Sir Bonarock Tython as he is exiting the Inquisitor's office. And he looks at all of you and he says, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. I hope you're not getting into any more trouble."
We aren't, but trouble keeps finding us for some reason. Barnabas requested if I could help him on a case because he's bogged down, so I figured it'd be best to get reinstated.
I wish to reinstate. You were an Inquisitor?
Yes, and I'm going to pull out my badge.
Oh, aye. I see. Well, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you with that within inside. There is quite a line, though.
Oh, yeah. Reminds me. Yeah. Kind of like a DMV for the coaches.
That's exactly what you see. As you enter the building, you just see rows and rows of people of varying shapes and sizes. Dwarves, gnomes, elves. Even a few individuals that you haven't seen on a regular basis. You see a few shifters. And you see them all lined up, heading up to the counter. You see rows and rows of portcullises with individuals sitting behind tall desks, and they're all stamping documents and treating with each individual. And Monarch looks at you and he says, "Well, I will leave you to it. If you need me, I will be here within the Citadel."
Question, real quick. Is there any way I could speed this process up to get in front of the line?
Well, I imagine that you could make an appointment if you were really concerned about saving time. But as you can see, they're well within their services right now.
Yes.
You said you were here for Blastwind, but Blastwind is not here right now. I'm sure if Blastwind were here, he'd be able to help you with that. I have no official business with the Inquisitors.
No problem at all. I'm just trying to get back into the case. If you know what I mean. Criminals don't rest.
Well, I tell you what. I think Blastwind is over at Athenia's Companions right now. You do
Okay.
You do know where that is.
Unfortunately, I don't.
And he just sort of sighs and looks at you, and he gets a little bit closer, and he says, "Seeing as you're a married man, I wouldn't imagine that you would call upon Athenia's Companions for their escort services."
I see he's busy.
Blastwind has a niece at Athenia's Companion, so I imagine that is where she is. That is where he is.
Makes sense. I guess I'll wait in line. I wouldn't want to disturb him.
Very well. So you're planning on waiting in line?
I'm gonna walk up to the counter, and be like, "Excuse me, I need to kind of jump the line here."
It's your turn. You there. Go cutting in line.
You
I'm gonna
know,
pull out my badge.
No.
I used to be an Inquisitor. I'm trying to get reinstated.
Well,
Kind of speed this process up.
Well, holy shit. We got another Inquisitor. Back into the fold, boys. That's fantastic. If you would just be so kind as to grab one of those little tickets over there, which I'm sure that you're well aware, if you were an Inquisitor, of the process of waiting in line and waiting for your turn. We'll get to you when we get to you.
Please, sir. We are on important business on Barnabas's behalf. And
Everyone
you
is on
wouldn't
important
want-
business.
But not on Barnabas's behalf. You realize we're dealing with Barnabas here. So if you would kindly let us go through, we will be no trouble and you will hear nothing from
would you like me
Barnabas.
to roll a persuasion?
Yes, and I'm helping him, so with advantage. Well, technically he should roll with advantage. Or wait.
If
Oh,
anything,
I'm
it should equal out because their job, period, no matter what, is to send you to battle.
That's
Well, let's see who has a higher persuasion. That would be Nicholas.
okay. Yeah, I'll roll. Smiling, looking like a tourist wannabe Inquisitor.
You lucky bar. Babies.
I'm surprised Samael isn't like slaughtering us right now. You cut the line. That's the most evil thing ever.
He does it for the
Samuel
good.
is not taking notice.
It's for the greater good.
So the man looks over his bespectacled, long, crooked nose, looks at you, and he says,
Let me see your documents.
I hand it to him.
and you see him reach under the counter, and he pulls out an identical booklet to yours, and then he takes your booklet and his booklet and he slaps them together. There's a bright spark of light, and your booklet, which was sort of like a reddish brown color, is now a black color with silver accents and filigree. And he passes it to you and he says, "Done."
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm going to get back to investigating a very serious crime. Thank you.
Fine, fine, fine. Just get the hell out of the way. You see how many people are in here right now?
Yes, I apologize. Enjoy your day. Bye! As I walk away speedily. Thanks, Samuel. And thank
No
you.
problem.
I'm going to head out to the skycoach.
As you're passing through outside of the Inquisitor's offices now, you come across a wall where people have written the names of friends lost during the last war. And as you look at the wall, you see where the names just go on and on and on and stretch up towards the ceiling.
I'm going to stop and take a moment. And terrible things.
And as you are staring at the wall, you notice a name that's very familiar to you. And it's familiar to you because you put it there. Of an old friend named Merrick, who died during the war. And it looks like someone has scratched half of his name off.
I'm going to look around. Excuse me? Excuse me? Is there anybody around?
You see a very bored-looking guard standing a couple yards away from you, and he looks at you and he says, "What is it?"
Do you see this? This name here is half scratched off. Do you know why? Aren't you supposed to be watching this wall?
I'm not here to guard the wall, you numbskull. I'm here to guard the balcony. If somebody defaced the wall, then I suggest you take it up with the Inquisitors to see if they know anything about it.
Can I re-put his name back on the wall?
I'm sure you can. You have a dagger on you.
I'll pull out my dagger and etch his name again in the wall. I said, "This was a very good friend. Please pay attention if anybody else tries to scratch his name out." And I'm going to pull out my badge and show him the Inquisitor.
He just sort of rolls his eyes at you. He says, "Oh,
Typical Inquisitors, flashing their badge at every second.
I'll be sure to let the Inquisitors, or anyone else for that matter, know if anyone just happens to lean up against the wall and smudge it."
No problem. I appreciate that, sir. And I look as he was a good friend of mine. And as I finish his name, I'm going to continue.
Okay. As you all continue on back to the outer balcony, and you see that the ship is still there. Byron and Siegfried are still there. Siegfried has been trying out his new lute. And Siegfried, you've noticed that as you've been strumming the lute, the sound seems to be a bit more amplified than what you're used to playing a traditional lute. This sound seems to echo all throughout this balcony.
Sweet. As I see Nick back. Nick, would you have happened to, while in there, also inquired through some information on the name we got from that pet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know that's a good idea. I'm gonna walk back in.
Nick, I wouldn't push your luck. You know, they were quite kind, and I don't think you're going to get as kind of a reception third
Well,
time.
did you get reinitiated, Nick?
Yes, I did, and I'm gonna practice showing my badge.
Nice. Wouldn't you be able to access the libraries then without going through any lines or any sorts?
Is that true, Jeremy? Is there anything such called like an archive or anything like that?
Oh, of course, there is an archive. There's also a museum within this tower.
Ooh.
The Brailish Museum of Fine Art, and it also has an archive that the Citadel uses for all of their case files.
Hey Nick, can you flash that badge again?
Yeah, check this out, man. I want to flash it out like I'm gonna practice. The Inquisitor. Yeah.
Is that the official way of doing it? Because you probably spent like a year trying to learn that, right?
Oh yeah. Here, check this out. I'm gonna like flash it low. I'm an Inquisitor. Nick, the Inquisitor.
You gotta
I'm
get it
gonna-
spring-loaded so it comes up with more snap.
That's a good idea.
Zard. Go ahead.
Oh no. You're good.
I would say Zara is smiling and shaking her head.
Siegfried uses some illusionary magic whenever I can't remember which one, but to make it look like it says fake on the.
Hey, it's not fake.
Maybe you should try to keep it out of sight. Not everyone around may be very friendly to Inquisitors here. It's fine, but kind of like me with my gold, it may not be a good idea to always flash it at the first sign of.
Oh, don't worry, Siegfried. I only flash it because you're my friends, and it's funny. But you're right. I'm very quiet about it, and I'd appreciate no one really say anything.
I've seen you many times bring up being Inquisitor already. That's the only reason I'm worried about your safety.
Of course, in front of a guard. See, the Inquisitors work above the guards. So if we want to go into a house and investigate, we don't have to worry about the guards trying to arrest us.
If anything, they would have arrested you for using a outdated and unofficially used.
Well, good thing it's not outdated anymore.
Very good.
So we're off to next.
Well, you can check the archives, or we can probably go to an end and rest until the gathering later tonight.
We need to check the City of the Dead at some point today since we haven't heard back.
So I was
That-
going to
that's
say.
I am meeting Barnabas tomorrow, which I can go check the archives then. So let's go help Samuel. Let's all go.
To the City of the Dead, then.
Don't worry, everybody's there. Shouldn't have any problems.
Well, we still need to go
Famous the last
tonight.
word.
We still get that
Oh yes, we do. I forgot all about that.
6. So
Well, we can check with Barnabas tomorrow on what he finds out and then proceed from there. So we can go to the meeting instead.
What time is it now?
It is about 1:45.
Man, 6 o'clock. We still have a little bit of time. Do we need to go find a place?
I mean, I don't know how far the City of the Dead is, but it might be worth looking into, especially if it's rather urgent, as it sounded like from your matron? Is that what you would call her?
Sounds good to me.
I'll check the map of the dead from where we are.
It is northeast from where you are. The cliffs that overhang the middle north edge and Dura. That is where the city of the dead is. It's outside of the walls. There's a large expanse between with the where the cliff ring the edges of the city. In fact, you saw it as you were all. If you had looked out your windows, you would have seen it actually on the edges of the city as you were approaching.
Was that nearby where the troll? What was it?
Malnourished troll.
Right, malnourished. Well, might want to prepare for that. Lead the way. And Zara hops
Okay.
into the skycoach.
I will lead the way.
Okay, so you're heading over towards the city of the dead.
I believe so.
All right, as you all one by one hop back into the skycoach and lift up into the air, away from the Citadel balcony, and you begin making your way beyond the towers towards the cliffside.
Zara is just observing the atmosphere.
And as you get closer to the cliffs, you see silent tombs that nestle among the rocky crags of the cliff top. And who would like to make a perception check for me?
I want to keep a lookout as well.
Sorry, you guys cut out there. Who wants to make a perception check?
Siegfried is looking all around right now, just open-eyed after the dogs and his loot. He's in a good mood.
Okay, so we'll have Siegfried look.
-5.
Okay. As you're getting closer to the cliffside, Siegfried, you see just below the cliff on one of the tombs, you see a ledge. It's about 50 feet below. And on that ledge, you see a person. And they seem to be clinging to the side of the cliff wall.
Clinging is in like they've fallen, or clinging as in
Clinging as in they are pressing their body up against the side of the cliff wall, as if this cliff edge is so narrow that too much movement in either direction would be precarious for them.
everyone. The side.
Are we near the City of the Dead?